My wife brought her male assistant home to take a shower. He even used her bath towel. I forced myself to hold back my anger. Didn't blow up until she started looking around for an ashtray. Jonathan Perry walked out of our bedroom with a cigarette dangling from his lips. I couldn't hold it in anymore. I stood up abruptly and asked in a low voice, Zoe, aren't you going too far? She glanced at me calmly, her tone ice cold. What are you freaking out about? I'm freaking out. I let out a bitter laugh and pointed at her assistant. You said you hated the smell of smoke more than anything. I quit for you. So why can he smoke in our bedroom, but I couldn't? And you brought a man home to shower, wearing your bath towel. Do you think I'm dead? Zoe replied without missing a beat. He's not the same as you. I stared at her in shock. Jonathan was her assistant. I was her husband. Obviously we weren't the same. But her words made the message crystal clear. I ranked below her assistant. Jonathan shot me a look dripping with mockery. Then he turned to Zoe. Boss, the ash is about to fall. There's no ashtray. Flick it into the trash can. She said that, then looked at me again, her tone pure command. Go to the kitchen and bring the trash can out so Jonathan can flick his ash. You want me to fetch a trash can for him? Disbelief flooded my face. Who exactly was her husband here? Don't just stand there. Hurry up. The ash is gonna hit the floor. Jonathan urged. I dropped onto the sofa, my gaze cold as I stared at her. I didn't speak. My eyes said enough. I wanted a reasonable explanation. Jonathan landed a big project for the company tonight. He's a major contributor. What's wrong with you putting up with it a little? Hearing that, I was so angry I laughed. He landed the project, so you let him shower here, smoke here, and use your bath towel? Then should I step out right now and make room for you too? Before Zoe could respond, Jonathan brazenly flicked his ash onto the floor and smiled at me. Sure. I glared at him, my sharp eyes full of warning, but he looked like he had someone backing him up. Not afraid at all. I shifted my gaze back to Zoe. If she would just open her mouth and scold him right now, I could forgive tonight's outrageous behavior. But she didn't. She allowed it in silence. That deafening silence told me everything. I was in the way here. I should do exactly what I'd suggested. Make room for them. I stood up. Zoe, you really want me to leave? Go out and get some air. Calm down, then come back. Her words made my heart sink to rock bottom. A smile of pure triumph spread across Jonathan's face. I nodded, indifferent. Wishing you two happiness. I turned and walked out, without a trace of reluctance. Zoe's attitude tonight was worlds apart from before. Bringing Jonathan home was meant to force me out, to make me retreat. Since she'd had a change of heart and didn't want to keep living with me, there was no need for me to cry and beg her to reconsider. I don't beg for love. I walked to the door, then stopped. Behind me, Jonathan's mocking voice cut through the air. Mr. Gilbert, did you remember where to put the ashtray? I shot him a cold glance. That smug look on his face, a petty man reveling in his victory. I burned it into my memory. Is there anything else? Zoe frowned, impatient. Let's get a divorce. The words landed like a grenade. Zoe froze, stared at me blankly, shock written across her face. You, what did you just say? Divorce. I'll bring the papers to the office tomorrow for you to sign. I turned and walked out of the home that had once given me warmth. That night, my buddy heard the news and immediately dragged me out for a foot massage. In his words, he'd never thought highly of Zoe from the start. The cheating and betrayal, only a matter of time. After blowing off steam, I met with a lawyer the next day, then headed to Whitney Corp. When I saw Zoe again,